Korach begins a revolt against the leadership of Moshe and Aharon. Midrash brings down Korach and his entourage enter in front of Moshe Rabbeinu, and he asks him the following question. He says, I have a talet. That's techelet. It's all techelet. It's all blue. Does it still require one string, one tzitzit to be blue? Moshe says, yeah, chayav. And Korach starts laughing. How can it be that a whole garment of blue, that the point is to remind me, the blue is to remind me, as we spoke about last week, to connect to Hashem, remind me of all the mitzvot. So what's one little string going to do for me? He asks him a second question. I have a house full of books, full of Sifrei Torah, full of Sfarim. Does it still need a mezuzah? Moshe Rabbeinu says, chayav, of course. And again, Korach starts laughing. Is it possible a house full of Sfarim, full of Torah, all the parashiot, all of Torah Kula? I need a mezuzah with 2 parashiot on my front door? What's the argument? What's Korach saying? See, Korach calls to Moshe and he says, Kol ha'edah kulam kedoshim. The whole congregation, everybody is holy. U'b'tocham Hashem. And Hashem is in our midst. U'madua titnaseu al kehal Hashem. Why are you elevating yourselves above the nation? Korach's arguing, we don't need leaders. I don't need a Kohen Gadol. We don't need a Moshe Rabbeinu. We're all the same. We're all holy. We're all Jews. We all heard from Hashem directly. What do we need you for? I have a garment, all whole Jews are techelet. I need one string to remind me. I need Aharon, a Kohen, to be Kohen Gadol, to be that leader that connects us to Hashem and does the service in the Beit HaMikdash. We don't need him. Moshe, we need you. We don't need you. We're all Torah scholars. We all learned. We all received the Torah from Hashem. We also have the Torah. We're a whole house full of books. I need that mezuzah on the doorpost. I need Moshe Rabbeinu. See, but Korach failed miserably on something. And he misunderstood something very profound. So Mishnah Avot says, one of the kinyanim, one of the acquisitions of Torah is hamakir et mekomo. A person who recognizes who he is and his role in life. Every one of us has a role in life. Hashem placed us here and gave us a job and he gave us a role. And if a person recognizes what his role is, every person does what he's supposed to do, we have perfect harmony and shalom. When a person doesn't recognize who he is, his talents and his abilities, but also his deficiencies and faults, he steps outside, tries to do more than what he can actually become. Korach failed to see what his role is in life. Yes, society needs a leader. Society needs a president. We need a Kohen Gadol. Society needs rabbis. Every person plays a role. And when a person steps outside his own role and tries to be something else, society breaks down. When policemen become judges, and when people try to become policemen, society falls apart. Equality doesn't mean we're the same. We all have a role to play in life. We all have a unique place. When a person fails to realize who he is and what his role is in life, that creates chaos. That creates machloket. Unique thing happened with Korach. The ground opened up and swallowed him up and closed again, like he disappeared from the face of the earth. Why do we need this miracle? Why did Korach and his entourage have to die that way? See, the Rambam writes, the miracles are not there to prove Moshe Rabbeinu. We don't believe in Moshe because we saw miracles. So what are miracles there for? Miracles are a necessity. We needed food, so Hashem gave us man from heaven. We needed water, so the rock of Midian produced water. We needed to escape the Egyptians, so the sea split. So why was it necessary for the ground to open up and swallow Korach and cover him up? The answer the Torah is teaching us is that a person who's not makir et mekomo, who doesn't recognize his role and his place in the world, he has no makom, he has no place. The ground comes and says, you don't belong here. You have no makom on this earth. And therefore, it opens up, swallows Aram, and he disappears from the face of the earth. We have to remember we all have a role to play on earth. And the moment we lose sight of who we are and our responsibility and try to become somebody else, or step into somebody else's role, that creates machloket, that creates division, that creates resentment, and ultimately creates chaos and the breakdown of society. Shabbat Shalom.